Okay, in this problem, we're comparing an actual car of 10 feet long and a model. A model is made of that car, and the model is 7 inches long. So the car is 10 feet long, model is 7 inches long. And what they're asking is what's the ratio of the length of the car to the length of the model. So we can't really say 10 to 7. We can't we can't say it's 10 to 7 because that would suggest that the model is more than half the size of the car, right? 7 is more than half of what 10 is. And that's not what actually is going on here. What you need to do before you can compare these numbers is to change them to the same units. So what you need to determine is which units is it best to turn the car into inches or turn the model into feet. Okay, so 10 feet. If we were to multiply that by the ratio of 1 foot is 12 inches. So this is an interesting way of writing the number 1. You're multiplying by 1 in the form of 12 inches over 1 foot because those are the same amount. So any fraction the same top and bottom is equal to 1. So we're just multiplying 10 feet by 1 in this form. So that means that it won't actually change its value. It'll just look different. It'll be in different units. So we can cancel the feet here and we multiply across and we get 120 inches. That's better than if we changed inches into feet because doing that same thing, I'll show you what that would look like, would be 12 inches is 1 foot. And we could cancel inches and inches, but then we would end up with 7/12 of a foot, which if you think about it, it makes sense. Okay, there's 12 inches in a foot, so you need 12 of them to make a whole. And that's what fractions say on the bottom is that's how many you need to make a whole. And this is how many you've got. You have 7 inches of the 12 inches you need. So that's the fraction. And it's not a whole number. It's an awkward thing to work with. We're going to not turn inches into feet. We're going to keep what was the first one, which is feet into inches. That. Okay, so I'll erase the rest. And then we have inches and inches. The ratio of the length of the car. The length of the car is, now we did it into inches, and it's 120 inches over what's the length of the model? 7 inches. And the trick about it being the same units then is you can cancel the units out. Inches over inches, they cancel out. And what you're left with is just 120 over 7. That is the simplified fraction that you get, or 120 to 7, or 120 to 7 with a colon, which actually is what you see as answer C. Okay, so that one's C. Okay, and the next one is the same kind of idea. Sears Tower in Chicago is 1,450 feet high, and the model of the tower is 24 inches tall. Okay, now if you, as you get more comfortable with the numbers, if you're comfortable with this idea, you can see that every 12 inches is a foot, so this is exactly 2 feet. So it makes sense to change 24 inches into 2 feet. But I'm going to write the ratio how we do it if you just write it down to calculate it. I'm sorry, 24 inches. And then multiply that by what the ratio is of inches to feet. Whatever units you want to turn it into is going to be on top. So we want to say 1 foot on top, and the units you're canceling out that you're changing from inches will be on the bottom so that they cancel like that. And how many feet, I'm sorry, 1 foot is how many inches? It's 12 inches, right? So you can see the units canceled. And now when you multiply, you would get, if you didn't cancel any of the numbers, you would get 24 over 12, and the units is feet, and 24 over 12 is equal to 2 feet. But what you really should do is look for numbers you can cancel here first. You can cancel the 24 and the 12 both by 12, divide them both by 12. This is 12 times 2, this is 12 times 1. And so when you multiply across, you just get 2 over 1, or 2. So that answer is 2 feet, or that number of inches of the model turns into 2 feet. So then what do you have as a ratio? Well, to know what you actually have here, we need to put them in the right order. If you look at the answers, you notice that both choice A and B have the numbers Well, we'll get to that in a second, but they both have the numbers 1 and 725. C, they both have the numbers 12 and 725, right? What's the difference? Well, the difference is the positioning of the numbers. One of these is right, either the green ones or the blue ones, but what's the difference? Well, you got to put them in the right order. You can see that you're going to get a different answer if you put them in the wrong order. What am I getting at here? What I'm getting at is that they tell us, and look at where I'm underlining in pink. They say, what is the ratio of the height of the model to the height of the actual Sears Tower? Which one did they list first? Well, of course, they listed the height of the model. And because they listed the height of the model first, we need to write the height of the model in feet. Height of the model is 2 feet, and then we compare that to the height of the Sears Tower, which is 1,450. Okay, and of course, simplifying that by dividing both by 2, you get 1 is to 725. Okay, so if you didn't put it in the right order, you wouldn't get what the actual answer is, choice A. You would get choice B instead, because that's the wrong order. You got to put the height of the model first, and since the model is smaller, the smaller number comes first. So, not sure.